the weather is hot, and I believe that by now we are beginning to feel the heat coming from the Middle East. The Middle East is hot right now. Missiles are flying everywhere. People are living in fear. Buildings are shaking. People are being killed. But right here in Nigeria, the heat that we feel is not that of missiles, of buildings shaking, or fear that we're going to be hit by missiles, but it is the heat that we have to buy petrol at the price of 925, or is it 35 naira per liter. Unfortunately, yes, we do not live in the Middle East. We are not Middle East countries, and we are not even directly affected yet, because we largely depend on import as a nation. Somehow we are mired in this crisis. Dangote refinery, which is Nigeria's refinery, the savior in quote, still gets 60% of its crude oil supply from imports, and because of that, Dangote refinery had to increase its gantry price, and that is why we have to buy at the new price. The Strait of Hormuz is the route that oil export passes. Iran has closed the Strait of Hormuz. Therefore, it has disrupted the crude oil supply chain. And that is why, because we largely depend on importation, we, an oil producing giant, is affected, and citizens now have to buy petrol at a high price. We also understand that when the price of PMS goes high, the price of other food items in the market go high as well. The cost of transportation go high, and it affects the entire value chain. What has been your experience in the past 2 days? By the way, my heart goes out to our people in the Middle East, Kuwait, Qatar, those in Iran as well who are worst hit. Our heart goes out to them, and we indeed pray for their safety. But for us as Nigerians, our government, the NNPC, need to do better. Not just praising Dangote for being our savior, but for helping at least Dangote, since that is what we have, in terms of increasing the supply, the local supply of crude oil to the refinery, so that we are not largely dependent on importation. And what about this for government-owned refineries? What are we doing about them? Do we want to sell them, or do we want to leave them in that state and continue to allow the citizen to experience the negative implications of whatever is going on in the global market? These are questions that we need answers to. By the way, how are you experiencing the price of PMS right now? Good morning, Nigeria.